So we're back now, and today I'm going to show a very brief overview of kiseru smoking, Japanese pipes, and some uh, manners that is typical here in Japan when smoking them. I learned most of the manners and the words associated with kiseru smoking from going to Osaka and going to the kabuki theatre. Which is where I love to go when I can afford the seats. Now, kiseru come in one shape, but they come in different lengths and different colors, just like our pipes from the West. And so to illustrate this point, I've brought up two pipes today to show. And this one here, this red one is very long, silly so, to the point that it's actually used as a stage prop in most Japanese kabuki shows when they have kiseru on the stage. And the reason for this is because it has to be long enough and bright enough for people to see when a kabuki actor is on stage and has this prop. They are functioning though, and they are made especially for it. I was lucky enough to be able to purchase one while in a kabuki show. And there's no special term for this type of kiseru, it's just a normal type of kiseru, but you will see it mostly in kabuki theatres. And over here I have an antique kiseru. As you can tell, it's very old, it's a little bit tarnished, but that's because of the metal being the way it is. It is made, of course, from bamboo, which most kiseru is. And this one was made around 1900, it's rather old, but I've been able to refurbish it just a bit. And as you can tell, the bowls are about the same. We get a little close up here of them. About the same, both made of metal. There's no screens on them either. Now, one of the problems you're going to have when you smoke kiseru is occasionally, once in a while, that the tobacco will might ash down into the tube and you might accidentally suck it in. But this can be taken care of by technique of smoking the kiseru. In Japanese culture, I would dare say that a typical thing of the Japanese culture is taste in small quantities, meaning that they find things with smaller taste a more pleasing aspect of food. And it's the same in kiseru smoking. You can see this in examples not just in kiseru but also the way they drink their wine, Japanese rice wine, sake, as they would say in the West, but here they call nihonshu, and which is always served, as you've seen, probably in movies or in videos, or maybe even at your local Japanese restaurant if they do it, which is always served in small glasses. And today I'm going to also show you how to smoke them and some advice about caring for them. Firstly, I have a box of Koiki tobacco, and I told you earlier in my last video that while it is a small box, it contains a lot of tobacco. It's very strange tobacco, and as you can see, it's like hair almost. It's finely shredded like hair, finer so than cigarette tobacco. It has a very pleasant smell to it, like hay. Very freshly cut. It stays fresh for a long time if it's kept in the right conditions, and it has a good shelf life. It's a natural, with no chemical in it as well. Very wonderful stuff. Very good flavor if you have the palate to detect small hints of flavors in tobaccos, and which is how I got turned on to it myself. I have a bit of a sensitive tongue. And first let's show you how to pack it. So I just grabbed a little pinch full, yeah? And as you can see, this might be a little bit too much, but it's just about the right size. And what we're going to do is take a little pinch, and we're going to put it into our palm, and we're going to try to massage it into a ball. Just massage the tobacco. Okay? Massage it. And as you see, it will gain a form of a shape of a ball. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to place it inside of the kiseru. Okay, and it can be overstuffed, that's fine, no problem, okay? not a problem. Now, another mistake that many people do when they start smoking kiseru, that I learned the hard way, was that they put too little inside, which is going to give you a shorter smoke and probably give you more of a problem when you breathe in the smoke. You will get some of that ash I was telling you that comes into your mouth. Not very pleasant, and it can ruin the experience of smoking this delightful pipe if you practice that particular habit too often. Now, something else I want to stress is this: matches. Okay, in Japan it's considered rude manners almost when you light a kiseru without matches. If you're using a cigarette lighter, it's deemed a little bit rude or uncivilized. The Japanese consider kiseru smoking a very old act, and to the point of being a part of the tradition of their country. So, just like any veteran pipe smoker would tell you, don't use cigarette lighters for your pipes. Same goes for smoking a kiseru. It will change the flavour of the pipe tobacco, and it also tends to burn the tobacco a lot faster. Remember that this tobacco is very fine cut, so it burns a lot faster. And what we're going to do is start off on smoking it. Let's stay the pipe, and with our match, just of course light it, just like normal. You want to take small puffs with it, okay, small sips. You'll taste it once you learn to take your time in taking very small sips. You see, a lot of smoke actually does come out of a small puff. This will help anyone who's too fast as a smoker with Western pipes. It will help you out in training your mouth to and your lungs to take in less of a breath. Once again, you don't smoke this like a cigarette, you smoke this like a pipe. That means you put the smoke in your mouth and you're smoking it for the taste of the tobacco. You're not smoking to get a nicotine high. If you're trying to get a nicotine high from this, I'm sorry to say that you're going to have a bit of a problem trying to get anything out of it. Really good taste. And like I said, taking very small, gentle breaths, making sure to collect the smoke under your tongue actually, trying to make the smoke come into the little cavity under your tongue, really helps to bring out the flavour. And it has a very light taste, but it's very delicate, and it's a wonderful taste once you can actually start pulling it out the right way. Now, for manners, it's usually deemed fine to grasp the kiseru in a kabuki theatre between the shaft here or here in the middle. You don't want to hold it out like you're holding a cigarette. That is considered very awkward and typically very, I guess the term, a social faux pas, you could say, when you are smoking inside of Japanese establishments such as a kabuki theatre or an izakaya, which is like a Japanese pub.